YouTube, how we doing? PPS here, YouTube play of the daytime. We're going to do one NFL, one NBA play here for today's slate. Obviously, it is opening night for my Bucks. Going to be putting that flag up here in a second. Got to get this Brewer crap down. But, yeah, so exciting day. Obviously, they're going to be at home tonight, so it should be a fun one. But, yeah, we got two spots, and I'm really excited to obviously jump into some NBA for our YouTube play of the day. This will be our first one. And we're coming off a win, right? Western Kentucky made us sweat a little bit, ended up with 29. I was so upset because we were at 21. Or no, we were at 22 points. Two missed 2-point conversions and a missed field goal. If we would have lost this one, I would have been irate. But Western Kentucky finds a way. They get the job done, get us there, get us to another winner. We're now 8-4 on the season on YouTube Play of the Day spots, 2.52 units. And obviously excited to continue the season. Really shitty college football slate, so I'm not even going to try and bet those ones tonight. But let's start out with some NFL. I'm going to count this as my pass the prop play just because we did NBA because the props weren't out yet. So this will count for a pass the prop play, and I'm going to get to an under. I'm going to an under on James Cook rushing yards, under 51.5 on FanDuel. Let me pull it up for you guys right now. 51.5 right here, minus 113. And yeah, we can break it down just a little bit here. So Rachaad White, obviously running back on I like the receiving yards over there. And same thing with James Cook. I think I like both of the receiving yards on these guys because I don't trust the front sevens or the offensive line to stop these front sevens, especially this Tampa Bay front seven, who are just beasts, right? James Cook has hit this number in his last two games, did miss it in the two prior to that. So on the season, he's hit it 4 times, missed it 3 times. But if we go over to the Buccaneers, man, they have been absolutely fantastic against the run, not allowing this number to running backs. I think it is only 2 times this year. One of them was Tyler Algier last week. Tyler Algier had 21 carries for 59 yards. He ended up obviously getting to this number. But you go down the list, right? I mean, Craig Reynolds obviously was the leading running back with 15 yards in the Lions game with them. Kamara had 51 exactly against the Saints. We had Khalil Herbert at 35 and Alexander Madison at 34, right? And then you go to obviously DeAndre Swift, which really skews the data because obviously the Eagles are probably the best run offense in the NFL right now. So what I like here, short week, right? We've seen some plays already getting siphoned off to Mr. Latavius Murray, which I was very surprised to see. Last game, 4 carries for him. Allen ended up with 7 carries there. And that's what you got to understand is all that short yardage stuff, they're not going to James Cook, right? He's going to have to do these from the 20s to the 20s, right? Inside those. I don't expect him. He doesn't really get any of the red zone work here, at least on the ground. I think that they're going to want to put him in space here. Let's get him in the passing game, right? We looked at him last week. He was electric. 3 catches for 48 yards. And I think that's what you got to do, right? You have to allow him to be in space and make plays for you guys. Even against the Dolphins, I think that's the type of game it's going to be like 12 carries, 29 yards, 12 carries, 35 yards, something like that. I don't see him making too many explosive plays on the ground. I think he will in the passing game, but this front seven is just too nice on the Tampa Bay side. If you're only allowing that little bit to the Lions, man, that's a fantastic front seven. And we are not going to see a volume-based performance here from why can't I ever say his name? James Cook. I keep saying Rachaad White. Because you look at this, like just look at his rush attempt line, right? Juiced heavy to the under at 13.5, right? So you're not going to see that volume-based stuff that we just saw from Algier. We're going to see, 12 carries. Hopefully he gets like 4 or 5 catches for those guys who got him in fantasy. But I'm not a huge guy on this train trying to run into this Tampa Bay defense and the teeth of this defense. Attack them through the air. You got Josh Allen. You got all the weapons on the outside. Let this guy get some screen passes, get him involved. But I don't think the rushing game is the spot to do it. So I'm going to be rolling with James Cook under 51.5 rushing yards, minus 113 on FanDuel. And play number 2 is going to be an NBA spot. My first NBA YouTube play of the day, which you guys know it's going to be it's going to be a lot. I'm going to be doing these ones a lot more. Obviously, with NBA playing every single day, allows me to get there. I'm going to my Bucks, baby. I'm going to do this one a little bit shorter because I am going to write an article on this play as well. I'm going to be doing Giannis Antetokounmpo. It just moved. You just saw it move from 115 to 118. I think it should be minus 135, 140. But back to minus 115. Beautiful. Over 11.5 rebounds for Giannis. You can just look at his track record here against Philly in his career. 2019, 2020, averaged 17 rebounds a game against these guys. 15 in 2020 to 2021, 14 and 13.5 last year against this Philly team. Obviously, it helps that you have Joel Embiid in the paint. It helps that Giannis is obviously just massive, and his wingspan allows him to pretty much get whatever he wants down there. So I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be writing up a little bit more on this in an article I'm about to write here. But really like the spot, 18.2 rebounding chances last year. I expect that to actually go up. Drew Holiday was a fantastic rebounder for a guard, and I don't see Damian Lillard needing to do that. So I think that actually could go up, those rebounding chances there. So sign me up for Giannis over 11.5 rebounds. Like I said, pay attention for an article coming out on this one, but I want to make sure I get this out early because I expect it to move. So Giannis over 11.5 rebounds. James Cook under 51.5 receiving yards there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in this morning. Hit that like button on the way out. Please hit that subscribe button, guys. That really does help me out. I know it shouldn't, but it does. So thank you. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow live for Pass